In this video, I'll show you how I use a MIDI controller for color grading. The MIDI panel allows me to control every slider inside a DCTL. Here I'm controlling exposure, temp, tint, and contrast. When you grade with the mouse, your eyes constantly switch between the image and the UI. You look at the image, then at the slider, position the cursor, drag, look back, and so on. Every adjustment breaks your focus. With physical knobs, your eyes stay on the image. Blackmagic hardware panels are excellent. The mini panel provides around 8 assignable knobs for controlling DCTL sliders. If you have seen my 100 grades in 100 minutes video, you know that I rely heavily on DCTLs. Because of that, I only use a small portion of the available panel controls. Most of my grading happens inside DCTLs. So I built my own solution. I bought this MIDI Fighter Twister and wrote a small Python script. A MIDI controller cannot control DCTL parameters in DaVinci Resolve directly, but with a bit of custom code, the knobs can be translated into mouse actions. When I turn a knob, the script moves the mouse to the DCTL value field and changes the value by dragging. It is not as smooth as a real DaVinci hardware panel, but it works. On my website you will find everything you need. A detailed explanation of how the system works, the Python script, and the full setup instructions. Now let me show you how it works in practice. I will do a quick grade using the MIDI controller so you can see how the workflow feels. So here in DaVinci I have a very simple setup. So on my clip level I have the lab DCTL, and on timeline level I have look and print, and here my balance DCTL. And the balance DCTL, I'm using a new tool called Mono Node Toggler, and then I can select the balance DCTL, and now I can press T to turn this node on and off. So I'm going back to the clip level, and even in clip level I can toggle the node on and off. Now I select lab, and to focus completely on the image I can also disable the node tree, and now I can start grading using the MIDI Fighter. So I can bring down the exposure, add a bit of contrast and subtractive saturation, lower the normal saturation and adding subtractive saturation, and can adjust the temp. So here I'm adjusting the temp, and here is the tint. And now I'm pressing T, and I will adjust the temp slider and the tint. So I have nice skin tones. Then I'm looking at the exposure, and I can check if the exposure is correct, and also the saturation. Then I can press T again, and this is a nice looking image. So this is very fast. So this is much faster than a mouse. So grading with this MIDI Fighter here is much faster than with a mouse, because my focus is not on the sliders. I don't have to look at the sliders anymore. My focus is totally on the image. And here another example. I can press T, then I can see on the lower left that I can reduce the exposure. Next, I adjust the temp and the tint sliders to adjust the skin tones, add a bit of contrast, and add a bit of saturation, subtractive saturation, and I will lower the saturation here. Then I press T again, and it is a good looking image. And now I can adjust the temp, and I can adjust the tint. And I can also add more tone compression, add a bit of contrast, and I can lift the black point very easily and adjusting the shadows. As you can see here, now we have more details in the shadows and now less. Adjusting the exposure, adding more saturation, and yeah, it's very fast and I can highly recommend it. That's it. If you want to try it yourself, check the link to my website. There you will find the full setup guide and the code. If you have questions, leave them in the comments. Have a great day, and I will see you in the next video.